Gamers and Dragons. I just want to quickly talk about 5v5 versus 6v6. I'm going to give a different angle here, and I'll show you my point of view, and we'll see what the outcome is. All right, there is no 5v5. There is no 5v5. There is no spoon. Am I crazy? Maybe, but I'll tell you why there's no 5v5. Technically, we're still playing 6v6, just not in the same way. When you do 5v5 versus 6v6, you're thinking about players, and you're not thinking about the roles as much. So there's still 3 roles. Regardless of 5v5 or 6v6, there's still 3 roles. This is Overwatch. Remember Overwatch? Vanilla Overwatch, you guys remember that? 2 tank, Reinhardt, Zarya, all the good stuff. This was kind of the breakdown right here. 2 tank, 2 DPS, 2 support. And the balance between them, although it's not perfect, but ideally, okay guys, ideally, that's what I'm saying. This is ideally. But ideally, each role had its weight. And then it was easy because each player had the same amount of weight. This all adds up to 100. It's rough estimates because, 100 doesn't divide into 6 evenly. Equal weight players, equal weight roles. Overwatch 2, right? Is this Overwatch 2? Is the weight of each player on that team weighed the same? Do your games feel that way? Supposedly there's 5 players, right? So everybody should have, 20% weight. That's 1/5 weight. But wait a minute. If everybody has 1/5 weight, what does that mean for the roles? Does the role of tank really affect 20% of the game and the role of DPS affect 40? I mean, you tell me in the games you've played where you feel like the tank's not really relevant or less relevant than other roles to the matches. Does that feel right to you? This is what I feel is really happening. This is discussion. This is not, even though it's math, this is still opinion. It's not fact, okay? This is how I'm feeling my matches and how I've seen other people feel like their matches are. Now we're speculating what these numbers that might be what's going on. So we have the roles are still equal in weight, but now the players aren't. Because if the role of tank was equal in weight of DPS and support, that means that player now that's playing tank has a heavier impact on your match. They weigh more. So the tank dying means more than somebody else dying. If a DPS dies, you still have another DPS. And this feels more like my matches. Like, yes, you can carry a bad tank. There's always exceptions. But for most of the time, but usually at the ranks that I play at, the metal ranks, and I see it sometimes when I watch streamers play, when the tank goes down, the whole ship goes down. Is because they weigh more in the match, right? Because the roles have stayed the same. Okay, so here's the problem, right? The problem with 5v5, if the roles are equal weight to each other, then the players in the match are not. That means your tank or whoever is going to weigh more. So if they die, the way they play, how good they are, have more impact in the match. Now, if the players are equals, then the role has less impact. If they made all the players equal, then tank would probably mean nothing and a lot less. And who knows how that type of Overwatch would play. So in conclusion, easy, short, in conclusion, 5v5 will never feel as good as 6v6. Never will. And the reason is because like in 6v6, you could have the same weight on the players and the same weight on the roles. And that perfect weight between the roles and all the players, you can't do that in 5v5. And that's what made it feel good.